Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of The Grave, the podcast where I talk to friends, family, and even strangers about their paranormal experiences. This week, we are taking on part 2 of Jessica's story. Jessica is a spiritualist. In last week's episode, Jessica discussed with us how she came into her abilities and realized she had them, and also kind of her early entanglings with spirits and even Pope John Paul. This week, Jessica will regale us with a rather incredible story about how she was able to help find a dead girl's body, as well as provide a father some relief after the passing of his son. I don't want to ever say that one story is better than another, but I do think Jessica has saved the best for last for us. So I will spare all of you any more recap, and we will get right in to part 2 of Jessica's stories.
So, then there are the AT&T story, which is funny.
Yeah, let's do that one, and the we can either end with that one because it's a little lighthearted, but I would love to hear the other one where you found the body.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I went to the AT&T store. Sandy was with me, my best friend, and it's a round table. So Sandy and me were sitting here, and there was this lady sitting across from me, African American, badass, scary looking, pissed off. Maybe she was waiting for 20-30 minutes, I don't know, but right. Man, she had the demeanor of don't fuck with me.
Not in a good mood.
Not in a good mood.
Okay.
So then all of a sudden I'm sitting there and her father comes through and he says, please let her know I'm here, or tell her I'm here. I'm like, no,
not today.
You need to go away.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't budge either. Tell her I'm here. And I'm like, So this went on a good 10-15 minutes and he would not budge. And I'm not the type of person to go up to a stranger and say, hey, blah, 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 blah. I don't like people doing that to me. I'm not going to do that to people. Right. So anyway, I leaned over and I said, excuse me. And she's like, what? I'm like, oh God.
Here we go.
I'm like, do you happen to believe in spirituality? And she goes, what? And I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm a little nervous from this woman because she's badass.
Yep.
I'm like, do you believe in like spirits and ghosts? And at that point, she looked at Sandy and said, is she for real or is she off a rocker?
Yeah.
And Sandy goes, oh no, she's for real. And she goes, why are you asking? And I said, your father's here in spirit and wants me to give you a message. And she goes, what? I'm like, oh God. So, I mean, it was just, there was no emotion from her except pissed off. I'm like, okay. So then the father gives me the message to give to her. The message was, please tell her I'm sorry for her bastardness. I'm like, oh, hell no. I'm like,
terrible message.
No. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to get a fist in my face. Honestly, because I thought, no, there's no way I could. I'm not saying that. And she finally said, tell her she'll understand, please. And she's got this like, yeah, fuck you look on
mean
her
mugging.
And so then I'm like, I leaned over and I said, the message is your father is apologizing for your bastardness. Her face went like this, looked at Sandy and said, is she for real? And I thought, here it comes. She's gonna beat me down.
That's coming.
She looked back at me and tears were welling up in her eyes. And I'm like, oh, I think I did something right.
It's working out.
It's working. And then she looked at me and she goes, I can't thank you enough. She goes, I just started therapy last week for my bastardness. of emotion and feeling,
Oh,
or
wow.
how she worded it. And tears were just coming down. And then she gets up and hugs me. And she said, thank you. Thank you. You helped make this healing process much quicker.
Yeah.
I'm like,
And that's got to be the most rewarding part about what you do, I'd imagine, is just getting that like almost immediate gratification from people.
yeah. Yep.
It's got
Yeah.
to be a cool feeling.
So then the one that you were talking about, this is insane. I was with my husband and I got a phone call, and they had heard about what I could do as far as the mediumship and this and that. And she said, she goes, I don't even know if you can help. She goes, but we're trying everything. And the person that I talked to at that time, I believe was her aunt. And she said, my niece has been missing. I think it had been like 2 or 3 months at that time. And we can't find her. There's no sign, there's no whatever the conversation was. I don't remember. And I'm like, okay, sure. We can come together and I'll give you whatever I get. And at that time, Renee was not attached to me yet. We agreed to meet the next day at a park. And when I hung up the phone, Renee came in. And I'm like, oh, damn, you're dead.
Was it full-bodied, kind of like your great-grandfather, or was it more ethereal?
Translucent, like
Okay.
air. Okay. So she's attached to me. And I'm like, oh, damn, shit. So I called my mom because I had never at that point, had never told anybody that whom they're looking for is dead.
Right. Tough conversation.
So I didn't know how to do that. So I called my mom and I'm like, Mom, how do I do this? What do I say? And she just basically said, be honest. Just be honest, be truthful, give them everything that they can. And for whatever reason, you're the chosen one to do this. I'm like, oh, shit. So the next day came, we met in the morning, and I was very nervous. Like, not that I was doubting her, because she was there. I couldn't debunk that.
Yeah.
So anyway, we sit at this picnic table, and it was the aunt, a cousin, and I think one other person and me, and plus Renee. So anyway, I did what I did. I told them.
Yep.
I said, whom you're looking for has passed away. They didn't take my word on that. They wanted details. So then that's when Renee started chiming in and giving information and giving this and giving that. The solid one that I remember is I looked at the aunt dead in her eyes and I said, you know this to be true because Renee visited you last night, according to her, and showed you exactly how she was killed. She was choked. And then that was it. She goes, oh my God. She goes, I had that dream. And I said, it wasn't a dream. It was her showing you.
Vision, yeah.
Chills. So then periodically, so from there, I had to go meet her mom. There was a huge conversation between Renee and the mom of so many apologies, but not apologies, but information that was concrete, like drug use, just other things that she did. There's no way I could have known.
Right.
The backyard was very incredibly significant to Renee. And I went right where she was, and where she would usually sit and this and that. So the legitimate, they knew like, she's got something. Right. So anyway, Renee showed me where her body was. She showed me literally how her body was. Like I even got on the ground and I showed him and I'm like
the position it was laying.
100%, yeah. And I said, she's naked. It's as if she was thrown out of a car and just tumbled down. She's up against some kind of bush. Okay. what I felt was a house like in the distant, but behind. I said there's a dry ravine, but no water in it. I said it's more in the base of whatever mountain it was. I don't remember. And I gave everything I possibly could. Now, mind you, Renee never left me, my energy.
Right.
That girl was attached to me 24 hours a day, literally, night and day. If I woke up, there she was. If I took a shower, there she was. So they reached out a couple times. They had been searching for her body prior to that, or her, for 2-3 months.
Yep.
I come in, and I believe it was 2 or 3 weeks later, they found her body. The coolest thing about that whole thing is that I was in the kitchen making dinner for my husband, and all of a sudden, her energy detached from me. They found her. And then 20 minutes later, I believe the aunt called me and said, we found her body. It was exactly where you said it was, exactly how it was. And thank you.
Wow. Yeah. That's wild.
And that was...
It's very cool that before the phone call, felt the kind of energy leave, like she was at peace.
Oh, I still remember I was standing in the kitchen making dinner, and I don't know how to describe it. It's just...
Yeah. Ascending, maybe.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild. And I mean, obviously a great story. That was, when you wrote that to me, I was like, oh my goodness, that was just incredible. Do you have any more you want to discuss?
I do. I have one more.
Sure. Yeah.
It is insane.
Great. Let's go.
And this is more like a haunting trick.
Oh, good. Nice.
Okay. So I went to go see a client. And I had seen her a couple times, mind you. And I'm in the house, and she claimed, that there was a trickster spirit in the house. Okay. And I'm like, okay. The house was eerie, but I don't say a house is haunted unless I get proof.
Right. Sure.
Okay. So I'm like, yeah. So I read her a few times. She wanted me to read her husband. I'm like, okay. So I'm sitting there. He's sitting there. I had heard about an entity being a trickster in the house. So I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden my arm starts burning. And I look down, and I have 3 scratch marks on my arm. Not kidding. Like paper cuts.
Yeah.
And I looked at him, and I looked back at this, and I'm like, first I was pissed. I wanted to stop the reading and go find this trickster.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was going to do when I found him, but like, I was pissed. Like, you scratched me, and I looked at him. I'm like, look what is happening right now. And it's just welting up in front of our eyes. And he goes, I was wondering if he was going to make his presence known. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
So anyway, my thought, or I heard, he just wanted your attention. So I'm like, okay, I didn't freak out. I was like, finish the reading. So I leave. Sandy is in her van, a Honda Civic or a Honda, whatever it was. Mind you, sitting in the back, with her legs up, reading a book, waiting for me. I'm standing like at the doorway, and she's in there. All of a sudden, because it had the slider, like doors, all of a sudden it closes, it opens. I'm like, what the fuck? She's like, what is going on? And then it closes again and locks.
Wow.
Sandy's face was like, Jessica, what do I do? What do I do? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. She goes, get me out of here. And I'm like, I ain't touching that door. And I ran.
You are on your own, sister.
Then all of a sudden, it reopened back up. I'm like, what the fuck? But see, the trickster,
Yeah.
It had to have been the trickster, but it was funny how I reacted to it, because I'm like, I'm literally seeing this and I'm like, I ain't touching that shit.
Yeah.
No way. Even though I deal with the dead and this and that, I was like, I ain't touching that.
I'm trying not to deal with that right now. That's crazy. And
so I thought that one was interesting, because I did literally a half an hour earlier get scratched.
Right. Well, it's also interesting to me if it was in the house and then she was outside in the van. It's like it's traveling. So that's interesting to me. Yeah, that's the scratching thing. That's fortunately never happened to me, but I'm very into, or want to start kind of investigating kind of supposedly haunted places, but the getting like physically.
Oh, see, now that is my like dream to do. Yeah. Spirits don't scare me. Well, that one did, because it was loud and noisy. But like, my personal opinion in me, and this is how I would say this, I'm not afraid of the dead. I'm not afraid of negative energy. I'm not afraid of anything on the other side. My viewpoint of this is why it's, to me, what can they do to me that hasn't already happened to me on this earth? You want to pick me up and throw me into a wall? Good luck. Have fun.
Has it happened to you?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Not from a ghost.
Oh, okay.
In real life. Gotcha. So I just like, I antagonize them.
Okay, a little provoking. All right. I mean, God bless you. That is. But I mean, yeah, I'm right there with you. That stuff. I mean, obviously, I do this podcast. I love the paranormal, so I'm glad we're on the same page there.
Can I do one more that's just kind of classic and funny?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
So remember, I got my first call, which was Liz from San Diego, and how she got my number, I don't know. But anyway, through that, I met this beautiful person, Michelle, that is a very dear friend of mine, very close friend of mine. She had, well, when I was there, and she's spiritual too. She got notice or something that Eric had been killed. And John was Eric's father. So John and Michelle were really good friends, tight friends. Okay. Michelle had told John about me. Now, please understand, John is a Navy SEAL.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
They're badasses. So Michelle asked, would you meet with Jessica? And he goes, yeah, you know, but I have 3 specific questions and she needs to answer them before whatever, you know, the Navy SEAL thing.
Yep.
So anyway, we met at a park, and Michelle didn't tell me anything about John. Like I didn't even know Eric, and I barely was there except, you know, for a couple days. So we meet at a park. I meet John for the first time, and he's like a badass. Okay.
Yeah.
He came with a friend. Okay. And the friend was just like, I mean, just faceless, like, yeah, okay, you know,
right.
Judging me before anything.
Sure. Yeah.
So anyway, we all like, well, I'm sitting on the grass. His friend is sitting behind me. I'm like, what the fuck? Michelle and Liz are standing there. John's standing there. And this is what's fascinating to me. So you've got to hear this. So Eric comes through in spirit. Okay. Mm-hmm. He fed me what John did the night before, or on the day that he died, or whatever it was. I don't remember. And I said, you slept with Eric's body? And he said, yes. There was another thing that was given to him, and he said, yes, which is pointless. This is what's awesome. And he said, has he told you what I got him for his birthday? Okay, so I'm asking Eric in spirit, and he won't say anything. I'm like, nothing. And he goes, John, he goes, I'm not going to trust you or believe you until you tell me what I got him. And I'm like, well, he's not giving it to me.
Right.
So I don't know what you want me to do. And then John goes, can he hear me? And I said, yeah. So John starts like yelling at him on the other side, tell her what I got you. I'm like, dude, you don't need to yell at him. Like, what the hell?
Make it easy.
So then all of a sudden, and that's really important, remember that part, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That John was the one that said, tell her. All of a sudden, in a split second, I saw a target, okay?
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, and then I saw like a machine gun type of thing. I don't know guns, okay?
Sure.
But it was some kind of gun that went, okay. All of a sudden I see a target, I see the gun, and I'm like, oh. And I look at John and I said, you got him a machine gun for his birthday and you guys were gonna go out target practicing. John's face, maybe sealed, turned white. And he goes, holy shit.
Yeah.
He goes, nobody on this planet Earth knew that. And the guy behind me, he's like, holy shit. Yeah. He knew.
Right.
But the reason why nobody knew is because he supposedly stole the gun. What I found interesting about that is that it was a secret.
Yeah.
Okay.
How could you possibly know?
Spirit, Eric kept that secret.
Oh, that's, yeah.
Until John said, tell her.
Right.
So then all of a sudden, like, I mean, I nailed it.
Yeah.
And I even like acted it out. I'm like, it's some kind of gun that goes.
Right.
His face is like.
Yeah.
So that one was really interesting to me because of the dynamics where Eric kept the secret even in death.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty wild.
But then John, being the father, gave him permission in a rude, abusive way. And then he, within a second, just showed me everything. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Right. Yeah.
But prior to that, nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. Keeping it close to the chest.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Yeah.
So, so that was fun.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, those are, I mean, listen, everything you've told me today has kind of been mind blowing because obviously I don't have this gift. So just to hear some of this stuff, again, it's very eye opening to me. I do want to kind of end because I do feel there can be kind of a negative perception of spiritualists or mediums. What do you want people to know, either listening or just in general, about kind of what you do and, why, we all shouldn't automatically be like, this is a load of nonsense and you're not really doing what you're doing?
I guess how I would answer that, first of all, I don't care what people think.
Great answer.
It's taken me a long time to get to that point. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I don't know how I can do what I do. I do not have human words to explain what I do. The only thing that I have ever come into truth about is that God entrusted a gift to me. And I think that is like the greatest honor of all. And it's my job to keep honest and real and truth to it, but to stay humble. I don't go egotistical. It's not a power thing for me. But the bottom line is, I mean, if people were to go like, how do you do that? I don't know. How do you do that? I don't know. How'd you do that? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have an answer. My dad had said, possibly you have the human brain and 90% of it we don't use.
Yep.
Well, maybe because of the abuse that I endured in the first 3 years of my life, that something more so than other people's got activated.
Right. Sure.
The pineal gland is all about the third eye. Do an MRI with somebody normal and me and see if the pineal gland is more activated. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I trust it 100%. And it's kind of why I don't like labels.
Right.
Because, not to be like stroking my ego, it lessens me in a weird way.
Mm.
I am a human being that has an unbelievable gift, and I cannot explain why.
Right.
But I will always stay true and humble to it. It is my journey to heal the world one person at a time. Do I have vision of grandiosing it on a more higher scale? God, yes, I would love to do that.
Yep.
What I do at times is tedious work.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's those moments. Oh, and here, straight up for the audience, this is great. Okay. I think it was a few months ago, I was doing laundry and I thought, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm done.
Nice.
I'm done. No more.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm just a fraud. I can't do this. I'm just an incredible mentalist, which I am, sincerely. Mm-hmm. I do. I look at body language. I look at this. I look at that. I was trained that way younger. Okay, so it's natural. It's just like breathing. But I was done. I was like, I'm a fraud. I can't do this. I'm not gifted. I'm not this. I'm not that. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. So I walk into the living room and I get a call from someone saying how much I have changed their life, how much that all the information you gave me, most of it has come true. You have changed and altered my life and my path and my journey, and I cannot thank you enough. And I looked up at Spirit. I'm like, okay, never mind.
Forget what I just said.
For me, validations like finding the missing person, the countless things that there is no way I could have done.
Right.
And I hold on to those validations because very rarely do I get validated. Mm-hmm. So I hold on to those when I become a little too human, and I go back to those and I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. I couldn't have done that if I didn't have a gift.
Right. Which is, incredible. Wow. And that great answer. So yeah, I mean, listen, I could honestly talk to you for another 3 hours about this. And I'm sure you have a bunch more stories. At some point, I definitely would like to talk to you more, but you are just incredible. And I do think that, a part of me with people who say they can communicate to spirits, I'm always a little hesitant because I'm like, I know people read body language and they can look things up prior to.
Sure.
But when you sent me what you sent me, I was like, oh my God, this woman seems to be legit. So just for meeting you and from what you've said, I believe in you. So I really want to take the time to just say thank you again for doing this. And I absolutely will be in touch with you.
Beautiful. Thank you for having me on. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I thoroughly enjoyed expressing ghosts, and
me too.
It's a passion of mine.
Beautiful. Then I'm sure we'll have other conversations then. And again, thank you so much, Jessica. I really, really appreciate it. All right, guys. So that is going to wrap up Jessica's time here on The Grave. I know that this is the first spiritualist I've had on the show, and I told you last week how leery I am of their supposed skills, but like I said before, I do find Jessica to be one of the real ones as far as spiritualists go. And obviously she has many stories. There are, I'm sure, a good amount that we didn't have time to cover. I would very much like to hear the rest of them, so perhaps at some point in time, Jessica and I will reconnect and we could hear some more of her tales. And even if you don't believe in mediums or spiritualists, I do feel, and I've said this before, that just getting a fresh perspective on a certain thing, whether you agree with it or not, is always good. So again, I want to thank Jessica, and I want to thank all of you for listening. And as always, I hope to have you all back for some more scary stories.